Hello YouTube, Robin Hood Bricks here, and today we're looking at the Marina set 4644 from 2011. Now, ever since the last video I've been dying to make more progress on the Marina, so I've leapt straight into this video with the Marina set 4644 from 2011. It had 294 pieces and retailed for £42 or $50 in the US. It came with a few different pieces, not all of which are here, but the other bits were a bit peripheral and either have been broken up or will be used elsewhere in my city. But the main features were this dive boat with two divers ready to go, bit of an inflatable one, not too special, but I'll definitely include that on the lower level of my Marina. And I think this will be the boat that's associated with the shop here. I'm going to put this to one side because I don't need to really make any changes to this. But the main feature of this set is the building with the surf shop on the ground floor and the Paradise Cafe above. And I really like this building, so I'm going to use it as the very front and centre building of my Marina. And it's also going to act as the link between the top level, which I've called the mezzanine level in my last video, and the sea level, which has got all the boats on it. And I think there'll be a stairway linking this level on some side or other with the bottom level, and therefore customers of this shop will go straight down to access their boats, having bought their diving supplies and so on, and that's where this boat will be linked with this shop. So I'm very keen for this to look its very best, situated, as I say, on a boardwalk, but I think we can do better than this shop, and we can do better with this cafe. So I think what I'm going to do for a start is just make it a lot bigger. And it occurred to me, because of the style of this shop being very open, I mean, it's not just open backed like a lot of Lego stores and so on are, and definitely in that era were, but I'm happy with that because I think that Lego cities should look like Lego cities, not real life, and therefore having open backs and having the ability to easily take roofs off and so on is actually a fundamental part of a Lego city. So I'm happy with that, but what I want to do is make it a lot bigger. And because it's a very open style, imagine they would have shutters that would come down at the end of the night or something like that. I want this to be a lot bigger. And the only things I really need to do that is a couple more white bricks, a bit more grey plate, and a bit more green bricks, and I can extend this out by a great deal. And it just so happened I had two 1x16 white bricks from a recent haul. I bought them originally as support pieces to go underneath something, support raised base plates and so on. And they were quite cheap because they had police stickers on, were part of a big police helicopter set. But I've taken those stickers off, as you can see, and now I think it'll be a pretty simple job to draw out the two sides and give us much more to work with. So the first thing I'm going to do is take off that first floor and put it to one side and just focus on this level, trying to make it A, bigger, and then B, as good as possible. Okay, so to start with, I've just made this boardwalk base a bit bigger to accommodate everything. And then I've decided to swap this building round back to front, and the fact that I'm going to have the bit with the holding the large surfboard or windsurf board on the right side. So that's the existing structure that was there with the dual cupboards. I've also added on instead a modified brick there, just so I can put a bit of advertising, which is a little 2x4 tile I got in one of my brick hauls, so that looks pretty appropriate with a surfboard on and so on. Actually, I got that as part of a sticker sheet, I think. So I'll just put that on that wall. Very good. Then the other wall, which was just a 6 by 1 by 5 panel, I've decided to make a bit more intricate by adding cupboards on the other side as well. And instead of that top part of the panel, I had this piece, which was from an old Lego City set, but it's got a windsurfer on, so that was very appropriate as well. So I thought that'd be good advertising. And on the inside of that, from the same sticker sheet that the other sticker was from, I've got some sort of goods for sale, so a bag with price label on, some suntan cream and so on, a toy crab and a fan and all sorts of stuff like that. And I thought that would be the other wall. Now this, if you hadn't realised, is a rack for putting life vests on. So the idea being that you would probably start at the bottom. Which way around do they go? Is it that way? There we go. And you can just have a stack of those, maybe miss one out deliberately just to give it a bit of interest. So that's there. And I wanted that at this side because I'm probably going to have my steps at this side, and that kind of gets in the way a bit. It kind of blocks passage. Right, so then we've got our old 1x16 brick with the lovely shop sign on, starting at this side, and then we've got the new one starting at that side. So we're obviously going to need some sort of centre support. So what I've done from the front is made this pillar, and it's just modified bricks, the 1x3 with the 2 clips on, and a couple of 1x1 with a clip on, and 2 1x2s holding it all together. And I've just done that obviously so I can show off a couple of fishing poles with reels and a couple of different coloured harpoon guns. Okay, so let's put that in. Is that the right distance back? No, it needs to be one more back. There we go. So already it's looking more like one of those open-fronted shops that's got all of its wares on display and sort of spilling out the front. And if you go on holiday to Spain or something like that, they often have these things. So then the back we have to do in the same way. So I've got one there, and here's the other one. One there. Now that'll also need supporting. But for that one, I thought I'd do a wall of surfboards. Now all this is just a normal wall of bricks, but with a couple of modified bricks with a stud on the front. So each one's got a pair of those holding the board on, and it looks kind of like there's a space, so it's a bit more random than just having all 3 in a row like that. It looks a bit too uniform. So if we put that there and attach those 2 bits, now we are getting somewhere. So from whatever angle you look at, you're seeing lots of different interesting products for sale. I think we still need that to plug up that end. Okay. Now here's the surfboard or windsurfboard that came with the original set, so I can put that back on this wall. It just clips on like that. So that looks really good. Right, I'll just finish off the grey bits that connect the next floor, and then we can start filling it with more stuff. Okay, so there's the layer of tiles that will link the top floor with the bottom floor. And you can see I've left a gap there. And I was thinking the signs on this side, we're going to have the canopy on that side. And then I thought, we haven't got anything on this side. And I thought, what better than a 3D sign? Since they do diving and deep sea fishing. So it's a sawfish shark. Not sure if I'm committed to that, but I'm going to leave it there for now. So another thing from the original set, but just augmented, is the till. I've made it all white just so it blends in. This is a myriad of different colours, more storage, which makes it more realistic. Same sticker set, had that open sign with a ocean wave on it. And there's even a sunglasses for sale sign as well. So I'll probably put that somewhere on this side towards the back. And those flippers are really bright colours and really interesting. Maybe I'll put it in a bit, I don't know. So I have them near the door usually, don't they? Let's go for there for now. Another thing to add, got a map that way, isn't it? With a shipwreck on it. So that would be something for sale. So we could put that over there, say. Got a lady to run the shop, so I'll put her in. Already can't get in it. There we are. And because it's a dive shop as well as a surf shop, so I'll put in some displays showing off breathing apparatus and tanks with the helmets and masks. So I thought I'd put a couple of those along on pedestals. And this one's got the dark blue older style. Put those along the back wall. Then also I thought we'd have some inflatables. Now I've got just a normal aerial here, and I thought I'd use that, I don't know where, but let's say here. And then you could put on all sorts of toys that might be bought. Now this one's from the Vacation Joker Series 2 Batman movie minifigure. So that might just be hooked on there. Here's a rubber ring I've made just out of two 4x4 round plates with the hole. Top layer's clear to represent the sort of inflatableness. And another lime. Then I've got the yellow rubber ring duck from the Beach Party Dude, who's the minifigure in the display frame that came out about 6 months ago. That's set 5005359. I really like that, so I got two of those sets, so I can have somebody wearing one of these on my beach, and I can have one for sale here. I also made sort of lilo, which I may use on my beach, or I may have for sale here for now, which is just some trans clear pieces on top of a lilac purple 2x6 plate. Then we'll just have that lying down. From a really old set, I've got this sort of propulsion device for divers, so they can sort of hang on and it pulls them along. So that in yellow, that looks very appropriate for this store, so I'll put that over here. I just removed the life vests because they kept falling off. Got two of these Technic ball ends, red one and a lime one, that will just look like beach balls. Starfish in this bright neon green. Thought might be also look like a sort of toy or an inflatable. See if that will fit. There we go. And from a recent brick haul, I got this purple lilac crab, which doesn't look like a real life crab because it's just a funny colour. So I thought that might be a good sort of inflatable toy as well to have in this sort of heap of stuff. Also, I've made a little carousel for postcards. So this is just a modified tile with a one stud on the bottom, 2x2 jumper, a couple of round bricks, a modified brick with studs on all four sides, and the bottom part of an antenna. And I've just put 4 different 1x2 tiles on there just to give the illusion of a carousel with some postcards. I may have to reorder all this, but it's good for now. couple of buckets, a red one and a grey one. Always see those for kids to make sandcastles with. And then I think with her, I think that's the downstairs. Now I may, as I say, reorder this and play around with it a bit more, but there's a lot of kit there and it's got a lot of interest and most importantly, a lot of colour. So, another bit trying to escape. And I think that just draws the eye in and will really provide a lot of interest. So I'm really happy with that. Right, onto the top floor. So, onto the top floor. Now, before I start, I've swapped around the life jacket rack with the windsurf board just because this sticks above the layer of the top of this floor and actually would interfere with the awning on the floor above. So I've just done a simple swap there and I've tucked in this big pile of stuff for sale just so it's a bit neater. So the original floor goes on like that, and I like the internal bit. A, I don't have the parts to make this any wider, but B, I don't think we need more inside space. I think we need a bigger veranda bit. So here's another 6x16 plate. I can just clip on to there, and then we just need to set about moving this all along. Now I need to get rid of this green brick. I can bring in this that I made earlier. We can have a new enlarged Paradise Cafe. That's very fortunate. I already had all the bits for this expansion, so very good. Now I'll put that table back in the corner and I'll give it a green tablecloth with a mug. We'll add some more tables. I'll have one in the middle. With some chairs and one on the end. Maybe the guy very happily eating a sundae. And maybe I can get another person, maybe somebody without his shirt on, because he's been enjoying the sun. Having a rather large sandwich. And on the inside we've got the original sticker for the menu. Burgers, drinks, ice creams and lollies. And I've just made some improvements to the back cupboard. Added a croissant and made it a bit more tiled and smooth. We've kind of got a service bit with a mug on it. And lady who can work there, who's a bit sort of Paradisa inspired. For the Paradise Cafe after all. And she can work there. Great, let's try that on for size. Okay. Now you're talking. Now one further thing is, this wall's a little blank. We've got an advert there, we've got a great big shark here. shop sign there, an advert there, but nothing here. And one thing I thought, because I've got a lot of spares, is an octopus. We've got a 3D shark, so why not have a 3D octopus? So I think if we go in here and pull out this 1x4 plate and replace it with a 1x2 plate and a bracket piece, pull that back down. It looks fun. Does it look better? I quite like it. The jury's out on that one. I think I'll have to see how that looks in the Lego room. Quite like it. It's sort of very symmetrical, so it looks kind of like a sign. Yeah. Right. So that, with the dive boat, are my improved version of the Marina set 4644. Now, to add to this set nearby, I'm also planning on having this. What is this? Well, this is from the set 6595 Surf Shack from 1993, so quite a long time ago now. And it's basically a rack for all the bits you'd need to go windsurfing. So usually on a windsurf setup, apart from the sail, which you would have stored rolled up or something like that, those two pieces make the frame for the windsurfer. And I've got some windsurfers, so I can have them going in the bay. But here they're being stored. And this is a rack for the boards. And I've got three there. I've got a magenta one, a white one, and a yellow one. So that can just go next to this building as part of the boardwalk on the top of my marina. Right, well, I'm really excited to get all three elements of this in place, so let's go and do that. And here it is in the Lego room. Fantastic. I'm really happy with this. As you can see, the boardwalk in front of the shop is overhanging the water. I've also put this stairway linking up to that boardwalk on the right hand side. Now that's meant I've had to swap back round the life jacket rack because it was getting in the way of this stairway when it was on this side. But because, as we said earlier, this windsurf board interferes with this awning, I've had to mount it slightly round the corner, as you can see, so you're just seeing the side of it there. Talking about the side, I've changed the eyes of the octopus to these sort of comedic cartoon eyes, 1x1 round plates, just to make it look more like a sign rather than a dead beast bolted to a wall. And the windsurf board rack is nicely situated as part of this boardwalk, but it's recessed a little bit, which gives this pleasing brown, grey, brown stripe as all the boardwalk is one plate higher than the pavement level. Now the last thing is, I think these tables are too high. I've changed two already, but you can see this one is the old one, and it's almost like he's dwarfed by this table. So I've changed basically the setup from using one of these undercarriage pieces that are 2 bricks tall and replaced that with a setup that uses one round brick and a round modified tile. And that just means that it's a lot more realistic, I think. That looks a lot better. Brilliant. Well, I'm really happy with that. I think it looks really smashing in that location. And we're sure to take this a lot further and make it even better in future videos. So as always, thank you very much for watching. Do remember to like, comment and subscribe for more awesome LEGO videos. And next time on Robin Hood Bricks, I think we'll be doing some of the piers that will link to the bottom of this stairway to fill the marina eventually with boats. See you next time!